Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Tommy Meets, and now you can see directly who we have here on stream. on stream, Mathew, Warren, Erelic Gaming, my friend. How are you doing today?
Tommy, thank you so much. I'm doing great. I'm so excited. This is like a dream come true to be on your stream.
That's amazing. I hope you, everyone in chat, are having a blast here this morning, because for many of us it is morning, and I shouldn't complain. It's 9:10 here, so I shouldn't really complain. It's not really early, but. As for those of you that have never watched an episode of Tommy Meets, yeah, that's not weird because we have only had one, and but it works like this. We're gonna have some gameplay running around in the background. It's going to be more towards a live podcast where I'm gonna grill Mathew with some questions about himself, and also what he thinks about the game, and then obviously we're gonna end up with the 5 quickies that we ended up with the last time. I have a fun one there as well. I can't wait.
Sounds good.
Yeah. We're gonna go on for approximately 1 hour, and if you have a question for Mathew or for me, but especially for Mathew, please write that in chat and I will see if I won't bring that in. But enough about that. I will have to say we need to get Mathew up to 500 subs, guys and gals. He's close, and that's good. I want everyone to support every content creator in the community, and this Tommy Meets is for Mathew. Click or search for Erelic Gaming. I think that's right, Mathew, right?
Yeah, and I've actually spoken in chat a few times. If people want, they could just click on my name.
Boom. There we go. Click on the name, hit subscribe, and also check out the beautiful content on the channel. But Mark Ubiri, awesome. Thank you so much for that. So, Mathew, who are you? How are you?
I'm fantastic. I just love this game. I love this community. I think it's so fun to see so many people come together at this time of day. Like for me, it's 1:15 in the morning. I'm just so excited to be a part of what I consider the most positive gaming community that I've ever seen.
But how come, like you said, 1:15 in the morning? How come you look fresh? I would be looking like a like a zombie at this time.
I don't know. I'm a nurse. I worked up to a couple of hours before this started. I feel excited. I'm happy. This is the best time of the day for me. Everybody is asleep and I'm kind of free to be me, right?
Yeah, nice. We're gonna come into that more, towards, I know you're streaming late, or like late my time at least, or like early. God, this with time zones, I don't know.
That's the hardest part of making this happen, was trying to figure out what time is it for both of us.
Honestly, yeah. But we're gonna start from the beginning though, because I know a little about you, but that's because I've been having the blessing of getting to know you a little bit. But for those that don't know you, who are Mathew Warren?
I don't know, I'm just a regular guy, 38 years old. I've got a wife, a beautiful wife, 3 beautiful kids, 3 little boys, 6, 8, and 10. I'm proudly a nurse. That's something that I find is a very unique male thing. You don't hear a lot of guys doing, and I'm just a person that's been blessed with so many beautiful things in my life. I've been through some things, but I'm so thankful to have the opportunity to play a game like this, to be a part of this kind of online community. And I'm a gamer, Tommy. I started gaming in 1988 with the very first Nintendo console, and I've owned every Nintendo console since then. There's a reason I'm not Golf Clash Mathew. It's because I game. I love to game. So this is just a natural progression for me to be doing this.
Interesting. So you started gaming before I was even thought of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I still have that machine. It's in working condition. I could plug it in and play the original Mario within a few minutes.
Isn't that worth a ton of money? I just need to ask.
Oh, maybe a couple $100.
Oh,
but
no.
It's worth more nostalgia than it is cash for me. It's it's just been a big part of my childhood,
but
and my adulthood.
Isn't it really like when you look back at the games that you were playing back then and looking at the games that are at the moment, like How do you
Oh,
look at it? It must be like the Stone Age, and then now not reality, but like future.
they're like reality, and I remember back playing, probably when the Nintendo 64 came out, and when they first started having games like the Ocarina of Time and Mario 64 and GoldenEye, 007. These games were some of the first really three-dimensional and graphically immersive environments that you could move around in a three-dimensional world. Because the first games were just flat side-scrolling 2D things, and when those 3D games came out, I knew then that the high resolution graphics that we've come to expect in games today would be a thing. I was one of the first kids in my school to buy a cell phone. Like, the future has always been apparent to me.
Nice cell phone. I remember when Dad gave me like when I was like 7 years old, gave me a phone that didn't work, but at least I had a cell phone. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I feel so lucky.
that's nice. When it comes to the family, you said you have 3 kids, one wife, right?
You
I
betcha.
I don't know why I said one wife, but that's
Well, for now, so far, I've asked permission to incorporate other wives. I've been shot down, so I'll just have to stick with one.
Yeah, that's good. Mark Beaver actually asks a very nice question. It's actually basically the question I was about to ask. With 3 kids and a wife, like how do you find time to stream and play?
I can never find time to stick to a schedule. I wish I could tell people every Saturday and Sunday. But the funny thing is that I work a really weird schedule. I work from 3 until 11 p.m. So I'm an evening nurse, I'm the one that takes you for supper and helps you to bed. And so then when I come home, my wife and my kids are all abed. So it's quiet in my house right now. I'm all chill, everybody's sleeping. And then I get this beautiful 4 or 5 hour window, 6, 7 nights a week that I can stay up, for a long time and play games and work on things. It's really terribly ridiculous for a 38-year-old to have such freedom, but here I am.
That's I was what can I say? That's amazing that you can get so much time still with that schedule. But is it that you're working like late hours every day of the week
Yep.
or
Yep.
okay?
I work 5 days a week, basically 8 hours a day, but then I also don't wake up until noon.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of productive tasks at night. So not only do I play Golf Clash or other games, but I also like I do the dishes, I do my chores. So my wife can leave a bunch of dishes for me when I get home,
Hmm?
and I just do all that in the middle of the night. She wakes up to a clean house, things are tidied up, so we've just adapted. We've been together for almost 18 years.
Yeah, nice.
I've been married to her since 2008, and we just developed what works for us at this time. And
I
I'm afraid of what would happen if I had a day job. I don't know how I would do this.
I love to hear how you talk about your marriage. I hope I'm gonna experience the same thing, and I can
Oh yeah.
just say that Jennifer would obviously love some clean dishes when she wakes up.
Well,
That's
you
not
know,
gonna happen. Hello, maybe someday, maybe sometime.
set the bar now. Set the bar now.
Yeah,
Teach her what to expect from you, because if you set it really high, she'll expect that forever.
yeah, and that might be a little issue. I love her and stuff, and I would do everything for her. But yep, I don't know. I don't know how to take myself out of this corner I painted myself into now. If she ever gonna watch this stream, so that's
Oh,
gonna.
she's not gonna watch it. We know that's true.
Matthew, you're Canadian, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Born and raised.
I love the language with the oat and stuff like is that a like like is that a dialect thing or is yeah.
You're the one with the accent, not me. I mean, what are you talking about?
Hmm.
uh, I'm in Western Canada, right? I live in Alberta, which is one province from the furthest west coast of Canada. We're in the prairies, in the middle of kind of like, farming, cowboy, oil country, if you will. And then if you go to the far east of Canada, they have a completely different dialect. And then we have an entire province of French-speaking people. So it's a really
Yeah.
diverse country. That's a very large country. And I just feel really blessed to actually be Canadian. I know there's amazing countries all over the world, but I recommend, if you're looking for a new place to live, this is a great place to start.
Yeah, yeah, it's like when you read about Canada, in Sweden at least, Canada is always painted up as a country where, you know, like Sweden could learn from. You know, I might just read the only only one, but it's in the end that's kind of got to me when I read that. Like Sweden and Canada is kind of similar in the way that they, you know, handle certain things that, you know, with a good school and stuff like
Yep.
that.
Healthcare.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Take it's often misconstrued by individuals that don't understand it. But we have a good life. People work hard, they contribute, and they're taken care of if need be. It's not a welfare type of situation. Everybody I know is basically full-time, hard-working people.
and that's, you know, that's pretty rare. If that's the, you know, the case, there is obviously like, yeah, that's
In
not
my little city, there's about 100,000 people, and I
yeah.
know for a fact there's maybe 3 homeless people.
Whoa.
We live next door to a larger metropolis area that has close to 1 million,
Mm,
and of course there's more big city problems there, right?
mm.
But I just find it's a really industrious place, and I think that's something a lot of people would be surprised to learn about Canadians, is that we're not just drinking beer and playing hockey, eh? There's uh there's there's a lot of industry. There's a lot of really hard-working people out there, working in forestry and oil and farming, and a lot of big commerce and technology centers. It's an interesting place. I don't think we get the credit we deserve.
Oh my god, I love you guys in chat. Like,
Yeah,
like,
I want to shout out Aaron Bell. That's a good friend of mine from work, a good real life friend. Aaron, I'm really happy to see you here. Thank you.
yeah. Now we got kind of like from F expert there. Like he says that, or he or she says, I don't know if it's a he or she, but so I'm not gonna guess that you don't have a Canadian accent.
I,
What?
I don't know. I can't tell. I'm not sure. I know that the Canadian accent most people are probably thinking about is from the Eastern Canadians. They got a real accent and they talk with all sorts of different lingo and sort of words that I'm not as familiar with.
Yeah, that's not okay. We have a he. Okay, good. Thank you. I don't want to, you know. That's good. So, okay. Moving on. Like I went, you know, moving on. You know, I'm still gonna go into this with the Canadian stuff because I think it's hilarious. You know, I watch, as I mentioned to you before the stream, I watch How I Met Your Mother. And
Okay.
that's my favorite show, and there is a woman there, like with a not the real name, but with actor name called Robin, that is from
Okay.
Canada. So like, uh, uh, and they always go on about that thing there that Canadians are too nice. You know, you can basically hit someone in the face and they apologize. Is
Yes.
there any truth to that?
100%. I say I'm sorry all the time. It's like it's just a natural reaction. I can't even explain it. It's just this sort of cultural thing that you learn growing up and that you sort of experience in school, right? Like
Mm,
it's just a kindness. There's just a very kind society. Everywhere you go, if you're in a store and maybe you reach in front of somebody to grab a can off the shelf and you're shopping, uh, and you realize you've done something what might be considered rude, people are immediately, oh, I'm so sorry. No, 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 you can take it. It's okay. Like, it's really rare to see a confrontation of any violence or any kind of like yelling or screaming. It happens, of course it happens, right? But it's not the norm.
honestly, that's I'm laughing because it's kind of like that's super rare. I thought that was definitely something they would just purely made up
No,
there.
no, that's taken directly from Canadian culture. And I'm sorry about it, but it's true.
No, yeah, yeah. Then we have the sorry. I do obviously don't have to apologize about that. And we have Mark Beery with the $2. Cheers to Canada and Sweden, my friend. Thank you
Hey,
so much for the
thank
two
you.
bucks. Give Mark Beery some boom and some love in the chat. I always wonder, like, how do you pronounce that name, Mark Beery? I
I think you're pretty close. I'd say that's as good as I can get.
Yeah, I don't really. It's I will have to learn that another day, I guess. And so you know, you're too. I was about to say you're too nice. I think you obviously are I've never seen you being mad in any way. Not like me being like a baby hitting my hand in the
Wow.
desk and stuff when I miss a shot. But one thing that I would like to ask you, if you're afraid about, and I'm gonna come to why I asked this, like, are you afraid of the dark?
In a way, yeah. I don't like the feeling of being in a dark space and not being able to judge depth. I don't like being able to reach out and not know how far away the wall is or so I mean, am I afraid of the dark? A little bit. Yeah, I don't find that there's monsters in the dark, but I don't like the feeling that I could, crash into something.
Interesting, because like that is also one thing that I got from the show there, and I'm sorry, I'm just referring to the show, but that's
That's fine.
when it's Canada, I kind of refer to that. And then they have like one section where they are very clear with that Canadians are afraid of the dark, and that's something that Americans are joking about towards Canadians. Like now I'm asking you, because you know Canada more than me. But is there any truth to that, or is I'm just like now?
It's not something I've ever heard. I mean, I don't know anyone that's ever spoken of it or asked me about it. So I think that most people deep down inside probably are, but I just think that Canadians are brave enough to admit it.
Yeah, that's it is interesting though, because that is honestly something if that I would love to know. I it's super interesting with the dark kind of. Are all Canadians are afraid of the dark? Fact, says Eric Bell.
I think so. I think probably. But most of them wouldn't admit it.
No,
But
okay.
I will.
That's good. That's why I like you. We can have an honest conversation
Oh yeah,
here.
I'm honest to a fault sometimes.
Yeah. Mathew, Canada is kind of referred to hockey, big time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And is that your sport as well, or is there any other?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I don't play any sports. Like as you
Mm.
may have guessed from my video game history, I'm quite a nerd.
Uh,
The librarian was my friend in school. But yeah, hockey, I love it. I go to the hockey game with my parents as often as I can. I've been watching it on TV since I was a little kid. My team right now, the Edmonton Oilers, is crushing the beginning of the season. We've only lost a couple of games. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But again, as an evening worker, I don't get to watch as much of it as I would like. If I had the choice between watching a hockey game replay or say a Golf Clash Tommy stream, these days it's going to be the stream.
you make me blush.
That's
Like
true. True.
that's now, I don't personally. I'm a football guy, as you probably have known. But like the only hockey I watch is the World Cup and stuff like that. So it's very. Do you consider Canada to be the best hockey team in the world?
Some years, absolutely. We have definitely had some gold, but to me, the only way you can be that team is to be the most recent gold medal winner of the World Championship and the World Junior Championship. So right now, I don't think so. I think I can't remember the latest standings of the national competitions, but no, the Americans, the Russians, the Swedish. There's a few other teams, countries that have shown incredible promise and are developing really deep talent. And to me, that's really a great thing for the sport overall. I advocate for hockey not just because I enjoy it, but I think it's an exciting game that has a really fast pace. You get to see some people get their faces smashed in from time to time. So, take a little UFC, put that on skates. Yeah, it's like a fast-paced football or soccer, as you say.
Nah, no, yeah, football. We don't say soccer. Like not here in Sweden.
I feel weird saying football because I'm close to the United States, and if I talk about football, it's automatically the NFL or the CFL. We have a Canadian Football League,
Yeah.
which is with the oblong ball that we throw down the field.
Yeah, that's oh, shit, that was loud. Sorry, I never don't have headphones on, so I don't hear the sub notification, and that came just right to my ear. So no clear. Okay, so I love how diplomatic you were with that answer. Not ruling out any country in the world. I would have been like, okay, Sweden is the best. You say whatever.
I'm cheering for Canada to win. I want them to win every single time. But like as a hockey fan for life, I acknowledge the really good play of other teams, and I take that to other sports as well.
Yeah.
You know, I remember watching the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, you know, this like dynasty league or team that won all these championships. They were the best in the world, you know, at
That's
that sport at that time, and I loved it.
and that's NBA, right?
Yep, the
Yeah.
NBA in the United States.
Yeah.
And then I remember them going to the Olympics. They brought the dream team, all the best players in the league, and they crushed every country in the world. You know, so I love that. I love watching champions. Hence why Golf Slash Tommy is my favorite golf slash streamer.
Yeah. Nice, 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 nice. Now we come. I need to do something about the subscription thingy because it messes up my head. War Ming Official and Deepak Shah, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, both of you. And Marky B. Sweden has the goat of Golf Clash. Thank you. Thank you.
They do.
Thank you so much. Okay, we do have a lot of questions about, you know, Matt and Golf Clash, and for those of you watching, we're gonna come to that. You know, we are definitely gonna go into the Golf Clash area in just a bit. But first, gaming guy. You say gaming guy, and for me, gaming guy is someone that sits there playing a little game here and there. But you know, would you like to elaborate that? What is a gaming guy for you, or like how? Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, it started off as a kid playing the consoles. You know, you'd go over to your friend's house and play the Nintendo. We'd share, we got two controllers, or maybe we'd only had one, and we'd have to trade controllers, right? And then into like the late 90s, we got on the PC, you know, and I've been a PC gamer ever since. And playing games like Command and Conquer Red Alert and Call of Duty. And then in 2000, late 2007, I started playing, I'm ashamed to admit this, World of Warcraft.
Why
And
ashamed? Now you why?
because it has a great stigma attached to it of the, you know, obese single man living in his parents' basement. But I played an immense amount of World of Warcraft. You know, I've put over 600 days played into that game. I'm proud to say that you know, I'm still an active member of a raiding guild. There's an amazing immersive community. But that's the thing that threw me off when I started playing Golf Clash. I wasn't expecting all these amazing people. You know, like I thought World of Warcraft had the community and this was just a little phone game.
Yeah.
And that's what's drawn me in, is there's an amazing positive game community here. And you know, so yeah, I play a lot of different games, but I balance it out. You know, I make sure my wife and my kids are happy. They're doing what they got to do. And you know, when I get my chance to jam, I play. And if not, you know, I make sure that games always come second to real life, as much as I love them.
That's good. You know, that's very important to say that, and I think that goes for all of us. You know, even though we love a game, like when we have a family and you know someone that we care about, they obviously always comes first. And to just really put that question to you guys in chat, are you playing any specific game? Like, is there any, you know, as Mathew say, World of Warcraft? If I would look at him, I would never guess that. Which is, you know, I have so many friends. My brother used to play World of Warcraft big time, but that was like 10 years ago now, or like maybe even more. So I'm not really into that game myself, but I used to play multiply other, you know, I play RuneScape, I play Tribal Wars, so also PC games that I put, you know, so many hours that I don't even want to count them. It's so much. Ever played WGT Golf is a question we get in chat now when we're talking about games.
Is that a mobile game? Because if it's a mobile golf game that looks really real, has very realistic graphics, then yeah, I did play it a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't never. I think that's the game where, you know, it's like you have like a guy standing there on tee. It's not just a target like we have in Golf Clash. Yep. I think that is right.
Yeah, very much, very similar to that. Kind of like the old Tiger Woods golf games that you'd play on Xbox or whatnot.
Yeah, that was that one I played big time. That
yeah,
Tiger
I think everybody did. Yeah. They were so good.
I was awesome. Why is that still up and running today? Do you know?
I don't think so. I think now it's Rory McIlroy.
Whoa.
Or someone with a very similar name. Tiger got into some political trouble with some of his little drama in his life, and I think his sponsors backed away from his brand image a little bit when he tarnished it with accusations of cheating on his wife and accusations of being, you know,
That was,
less than a good representative for the company.
that was big thing here in Sweden. As his wife was a Swede.
Yes, yes, right.
So
A
yeah,
beautiful woman. What was he thinking?
he
Sorry.
is he he likes women, I guess. Obviously, that's never something I would condone, and for you guys in chat to know that as well. But it's amazing how it's amazing to me how even when he has done all the things that he has done, which is shit. I'm sorry for the language, but it is. But then he stands there on T, and he has so many people there sharing on him like he's the god, even me included, watching television and hoping he's going to win. Like, he has such a power, and I remember when he won that major.
He, d- he
Shit,
does.
yeah,
The first one when he was walking up the 18th
yeah,
18th
God.
fairway at Augusta in his red shirt, like he was 19 years old. I
Exactly,
watched the
yeah.
whole tournament live. I remember it like it was yesterday. I have been a Tiger Woods fan for most of my life, but yeah, that kind of behavior, it's not something I condone, and I haven't been following like I used to. It's too bad.
Yeah. Nice. Erelic Gaming, the name. We need to. I saw that in chat, but I have that on
Oh,
my list as well. Like, yeah, I can I thought about it last night when I was going to bed. Not about you naked, but about your name. So, how about, like, the, oh god, the Erelic Gaming name? How did you get to decide
oh.
that?
Well, it's ironic because I already spoke about its roots. That is the name of my longest and most favorite played character in World of Warcraft.
Oh.
And I, I was sitting around trying to think about, a unique identity for my channel,
Mm,
right? I didn't want to try to rip somebody off or make it like Tommy or anybody else. I'd like, what is unique to me?
mm,
What represents me and my gaming in general? Because my channel is 89% Golf Clash, but I do upload a little bit of other content as well.
mm.
And I looked it up. I Googled Erelic and I was like, wait a minute, this is a really unique name. Like, you don't really see it out there. And I just thought, it represents me. It's got that sort of whimsical fantasy side to it. And it's got that little bit of mystery. Like, what is that? And it kind of makes people question. So yeah, that's where it comes from. That's my shaman, my restoration healing shaman.
Nice. I love the reference to World of Warcraft. Have you ever thought of streaming that in any way, or that
No,
might not be possible? I don't.
here's the funny thing. It's like I would love to, and I would stream it in a heartbeat. However, there was in my guild, one of the main guild leaders. They started a stream, and we were very supportive as a group. Yeah, yeah, go stream. Let's watch Desi's stream, and that's her name, Desi.
Mm,
And she's basically fragmented herself from our team and is no longer one of the leaders. And she was understandably, like, I understand why
mm,
she basically had to choose her stream chat over the guild, because
okay.
when you build an immersive community, it's hard to back away from that. And I keep WoW as sort of this thing that I do with that group of people, and I have a couple of real life friends that I play it with once or twice a week,
Mm,
and I just want to keep that the thing that we do.
yeah.
I don't want to have to give it away to everyone else.
Understandably, honestly, because you get to a point. That's the same here in Golf Clash that I've noticed. You try to keep on answering everyone, like especially on Facebook and stuff and Messenger, But once you get like so many messages that it's not impossible because it takes you the whole day.
Yeah,
I kind of see that happening to other content creators as well. Often when you have a smaller base, it's easier to juggle two things at the same time. But then in the end,
yeah.
you need to choose. It's interesting that you bring that one up. It's not that it's in the end any bad thing. Obviously it's sad because you lose the connection maybe with some people, but
Yeah. And so then that's why, if I just have my once or twice a week and I can raid with my guild and we
mm,
can do our thing and I don't have it, taking over anything,
yeah.
then it can kind of hide there in our special little spot. And we just have, 3 hours a week scheduled together. So it's not like it takes away from my golf clash time.
Yeah. Nice. Robert, thank you so much for watching. Have a really good night there in Iowa. Thank you. Um, okay, so now when we go into the game type of questions that I do have, which are gonna be some interesting things here, and I hope you guys in chat still are here enjoying the show. Hit the thumbs up and don't forget to go over to Erelic Gaming and subscribe. He also made a message in the chat in the easy way. Click on his name, subscribe. See if we can't get him to at least 500 subs. I would say that should be a bare minimum when you have watched this stream. So hopefully you're gonna have that later today.
Hey, no problem.
When did you start playing the game? Golf Clash now.
Just about 11 months. So I'm a little bit slow compared to how I see some people progress. But yeah, I started in last November, just before the Ghostly Glade, just as that Ghostly Glades tournament actually was happening. So just about a year now, I suppose. And I remember looking at all the tournament images and stuff, and I thought, wow, that looks awesome. How come I can't play it? And I was still like way too low level.
Yeah, it was Ghostly Glades was. I remember that one. I mentioned that on stream now lately as well, because that's one of my tournaments that I would never forget, because I was not in a slump. I was still pulling off top 10s, maybe a third or a second place, but I haven't been winning a gold in like 3-4 months, and that was rare, and it kind of got to me. But I remember hole 6. Now, we had the one that was hole 5, the last tournament, was hole 6 that tournament, and I have a rough iron, and I knew if I made that rough iron, I'm gonna have the goal, because that was kind of very, and I made that rough iron from Albatross, and yeah, you know, that's oh my god, still makes me smile today. I'm sorry to bring that up to each and every one, but that's kind of like. Awesome.
We love it, Tommy. That's what we're here for, buddy. It feels so good.
Yeah, and you know, did you MVR is asking what was the last stream of mine that you did watch?
The last one that I had time to watch in the entirety was the opening night of the tournament. I always watch that stream unless something happens. I absolutely love watching you work through the course, be it a brand new course, which is the best, or one that we've already played, and just sort of seeing you kind of unravel it for the first time. It gives me, I just find it so entertaining, and especially watching the expert and the master division. Otherwise, I watched your pro expert stream last, I believe it was, where you started with pro and then played expert after.
Nice. Sorry for laughing. I wasn't about your question, because I need to ask you this. That Ashley says in chat. I know that you probably can see that. What was going through your head when Tommy first showed up in your stream?
I didn't believe it. I thought, no, somebody's trolling me. You know, somebody just made an account with your name or whatever. And that was like, again, that was a really like eye-opening moment for me. Like, this is a community that I'm like a part of. Like, this guy is showing up in my little piddly stream. I had a sheet hanging behind me. I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. And it was just like, it was magic. You know, it was absolutely magic. And I appreciate it. I appreciate the way you take the time, and not just to show up to my stream. I've seen you in so many other people's streams, commenting on people's posts on the internet, you know, answering the same question for the 3000th time with honor, with grace, you know, with the dignity of that respect to the new player who doesn't know that you've answered it 100 times. It's a replay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not giving away shots.
Oh my god, yeah, that. Yeah. Thank you for the kind words, and you know, I think that speaks to all of us. I love the community, and I love the way that the content creators and the streamers are acting. I would say. All but one, really, because, you know, going into other streams, supporting each other, you know, trying to help everyone to grow the channel. The more people on every channel means that it's better for the community, because more people can then learn. We
have to support each other and help our game grow. This is our game that we love together, and that's something I think everybody here right now and who watches this video is gonna understand. Is like, you know, you got to advocate for what you love.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't agree with you more. And speaking of that, we get RJTV in the house. I see
that. Hey,
buddy. Okay, Mark Beer, I'm gonna take your question later. So I'm gonna go over to, like, I asked you when you did start playing the game, but why did you start playing game? What got you into try? You mentioned the Ghostly
My
Glaze, but was that
Yep,
just a?
that was just a coincidence. My friend Jeremy, just a good buddy of mine. I've known him for 20 years, and he kept telling me about this game, and I kept brushing him off. We always tell each other about mobile games, and I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, golf, whatever. I mean, doesn't really do it for me. And then finally one night he was just showing me screenshots and everything. And I thought, okay, whatever. So I checked it out, and I played it for like 6 hours. And it just so happens that like I had it installed. I played it for a couple of weeks, and then we had some time off for Christmas, right? So then I was with my family at my parents' house, and I just played the living daylights out of it. And then one day I Googled it, and then it all went to hell, or excuse me. Like,
Then you found me, right?
yes, I found
Woohoo!
Golf Clash Tommy. It's
Yes.
RJTV.
Yeah, nice.
Watching the ring videos. Oh, the rabbit hole.
When I told my mom that I was watching a Ring video, like I told her, okay, I what did you do last night, Tommy? I watched a Ring video.
Yeah.
She just looked at me and then walked away. And now she understands what I'm talking about. But still, that was so weird. Now I think we all kind of. I remember when it was only RJ TV out there, because RJ was the only one. He was first, if I'm not completely wrong. And then I started putting out content, and it was me and RJ alone for a long time, or like not maybe a long time, but at least taking it serious, to not be rude towards anyone else. I know there was a Swedish friend of mine called Niklas that was
Okay.
also pulling out good content, that he ended up quitting the game later on. That's always gonna happen, obviously. We all come to a point when that's gonna happen, but it's
That's where the
interesting.
balance is.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see how much it has grown. I watched because Ian Ballinger, as you know, has the list of all the streamers. It's his video
Oh, yeah.
description, and it's so amazing to see everyone. That is just, it amazes me to see. I've subscribed to each and every one to to be able to watch, and
Me too. I have over 1,000 people on YouTube that I'm subscribed to, and probably 975 of those are from the Golf Clash community.
oh shit, yeah, that's
I subscribe to people that just frequent streams. I recognize their name. Okay, maybe one day they'll stream,
yeah.
so I sub. And I've met a few people on their brand new first stream that way.
That's
Help support them, help them grow,
how was your first stream, and what got you
Oh,
into streaming?
my kids.
Ah.
So little plug here. My oldest child, his name is Ben. He has a YouTube channel called Ben0dict Gaming,
Ooh.
and that O is a 0. It's in the description of all of my videos. And my other son has a channel as well, Johnny. But Ben encouraged me. He's like, Daddy, you talk more than me, and you love games so much, and you have a good computer, and blah 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 blah. Why don't you stream? I was like, me? Why would I stream? Like, and then I thought about it, and I thought about watching like your stream, and I've watched other streamers of other games in the past and really enjoyed them. I thought about my guild leader and her streaming, and it was like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do it. And
Nice.
it just kind of happened. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna turn the camera on, and I'm just gonna make it happen, right?
Nice. I think you, with the way as you explained that you can talk, and I know you can talk, which is perfect for. Yeah, that's positive. You know me, I can talk for ages as well about just and nothing really, and you need to kind of have that thing where you can do that, because otherwise it's gonna
Yeah.
be a lot of quiet time. And if I watch a
Like,
streamer that's just quiet, then that's hard for me to watch, to be honest.
yeah, and I really think like it's especially important when sometimes if you're brand new and you're streaming, sometimes the first day or week, like look at Mike Dittohead talking about the first like few months that he streamed to an empty room. He was by himself,
Yeah.
talking away, playing the game, doing what he loves, and if you don't have any sort of monologue, how are you going to build a dialogue with someone else, right? You have to have your own thoughts and ideas and be, willing to share them.
Yeah, I remember the language was the biggest problem for me. I was so
Yeah.
afraid of. I started on, I don't know if you know that platform called Shoe.tv.
Nope.
It was this way where I can take my basic like DU recorder without any
Okay.
camera, and you have a chat and stuff. I had like 5 to 20 people in there watching me stream like way back in the day, and I was so afraid to say anything because my stuff was crap. Um, so
But you believed.
yeah, yeah, you know, I believed, and you know, you kind of run with it in the end. It was so fun. Streaming is fun.
It is. It's a rush. Even if I play poorly, even if I have the worst stream, which was a -7 on 9 holes,
Yeah.
it's embarrassing to play bad. But at the same time, like there's such good people boosting you up and giving you words of encouragement, and they're just there supporting you. When I push end stream and I take off the headset and I walk away, I have like this feeling of like euphoria, a rush of positivity. I love it. So
Yeah,
thank you, everyone.
I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much, everyone, for making this possible for each and every one of you. And please, for those of you in chat, have in mind that there will not be that many questions that we're gonna get to ask to. You know, we following the questions that I'm having here, don't take it personal, please. Like, if there is something specific, we'll get to that. And there's not something that we, you know, I'm taking a couple of questions here and there to be able to, you know, that I think it's nice, you know. But I want to grill Mathew with some questions here, and I like for you to, you know, get to know Matt. Then you can go into his stream, hopefully, and just give him a bunch of tough questions.
We
You
can
know.
talk. We can talk. Like I make great pride. I mean, I don't have hundreds, 900 people like Golf Clash Tommy in the stream. Typically we're 10, 20, maybe close to 30 people, and I try to respond to each and every person, you know, as we go.
That's good. I think that's a good way to when the numbers is in that area. I think it's good
Yeah. I
to
have no reason not to, and sometimes I'll just take a little minute between holes and we'll have a little chat, talk about what we're talking about, and okay, let's move on. Hole 4, you know, like
that's nice. That's nice. Let's see. Okay. No, but that's good, Mathew. When it comes to the game itself, you know, there is a lot of opinions. There is a lot of what can I say, thoughts from each and every one. I'm one of them that, you know, that's pouring. I'm saying what I'm thinking. You are the same. Could you please let me know? Do you have any thoughts of what could be added to the game, or what can I say, like what you want to change? Like, is there anything that you're thinking about there? You can say
yeah.
how many things you want, so just go ahead.
There's just two main things that come to mind all the time. I think they absolutely need to incorporate a driving range, just a little area that you can practice swinging the club. I understand that this is a 2v2 multiplayer game from Playdemic's perspective, and I respect that. But in my own estimation, and having played many golf video games over the years, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be able to just practice swinging the club, or at the very least, adding some kind of new game mode that is non-tournament, non-tour play that we can deviate into a more single-player environment. Um, the other thing that I absolutely think that they need to do is I think they need to look at the model. Many people have probably heard of the game Clash Royale. It's by
Mm,
game developer Supercell, the same company that made Clash of Clans,
mm,
Boom Beach. You know, not an advertisement, but I love Clash Royale, and I've played it for over 3 years since it was out in beta. And the way that they manage the maxed cards, the extra cards in that game is within the clans. Well, for example, once a week on Sundays, they have Epic Sunday, and you can request from your clanmates an epic card. So, okay, so I want to request my Apocalypse card, you know? So every Sunday I can request 4 cards. And so it doesn't matter if you have a lot or a little. The person that has a little can still get 4 apocalypse cards from their high level
mhm,
clanmates. You can request throughout the week, every other day of the week, every 3 to 4 hours. You can request common and rare cards. So there's 3 card levels, just like in this game: common, rare, and epic, if you will, right?
mm,
And they manage the problem of maxed out cards masterfully. It's never been an issue in that game because it's something that the developers have worked at the core. So
hmm.
I'm not saying that they can plagiarize Supercell and take that idea directly, But if anyone from Playdemic ever watches this video, I would strongly encourage them, to take a look at that system and see if we couldn't. Not only is that going to give us a solution to the extra card problem, I don't have any mexed clubs, but I know you do. Um, it's another way to make clans more appealing and more meaningful, because you want to be in a clan full of people that are generous and donating and active, so that when you request your last few sniper cards, somebody's going to give them to you. And it builds a relationship of reciprocity between clanmates. So that's what I would see. I
Very interesting, to be honest. Like, I really liked that idea. I think many that are watching, like, please, if you're watching this afterwards or just now, let us know what you think about Matthew's idea about, the more towards it. Yeah, it's not Matthew's idea per se, but the idea that they do have in Clash of Clans. I don't play Clash of Clans myself, but I am under the impression that Playdemic, when they created Golf Clash, did get some type of influence by Supercell and their game.
Absolutely, because isn't Supercell Swedish?
No, I think it's
Maybe not.
I think it's Finnish. If I'm not completely wrong, but I think it's the Nordic to that. And for me, I thought for a little time in the beginning that actually Clash of Clans and Golf Clash was honestly from the same developer.
Yeah,
that's what
I
thought.
did too. When my friend told me Golf Clash,
Yeah.
I immediately thought of Clash Royale and Clash of Clans, right?
But
they're all very clashy.
But don't you think it's when we're talking about the cards? I now you correct me if I'm wrong because I don't play Clash of Clans, but I know they nerf the cards there, like they are changing the abilities to be more fair. But they started to do that already from the beginning.
They always have.
Yeah,
they call it a balancing update, and it's just like in any other game that has like World of Warcraft, they have balancing updates every week.
Yeah.
So they might make one fireball hit for a little more damage, and this armor might be lowered a little bit, and the developers are always trying to find a state of balance. And part of the magic of those adjustments is that you never get stuck in the same thing. You never know that, okay, this club is going to be the best always. No, there can be changes. I don't think this game needs a lot of balancing, though. It is really well made.
Yeah, but don't you just to dig into that? I'm gonna see from Golf Clash Anthony says your idea is very interesting, but unfortunately, I think Playdemic is a little more greedy than to do something like that. I would take away from players having to either spend or put in time. Anthony, I think when it comes to that part, I think and hope we're going towards a way where I do think they are looking at it that way. Not to say that I'm knowing that is the case, but doing that way, looking at it that way, would create players to spend more. That's how it is. I'm seeing it all the time. That would be the same, as what can I say? Let's pretend this golden shot for an example. I love that we have special balls, but give us an eyeball on the medium one. Give us a snow globe on the hard one.
Give me a reason to log in, because if I want to open the game more often, I'm way more likely to open my wallet as well.
Yeah. So I hope that we're going towards that, and I think the club cards would be an absolute beautiful idea to kind of involve the clans more, because the perks that you're getting from the clans are good, but they have so much room to do that better. So we'll see. But it's an interesting one to be sure. But about the nerfing, I don't know if you remember that Playdemic had an ID,
which was I remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you said that the clubs didn't need any balancing. At least I thought I might heard you wrong, but what is it that you think is, because the only thing I see, you use the extra mile until you get the Thor's Hammer or the Apocalypse to a decent level. You basically never use any of the other clubs. Quarterback is more familiar, but then looking at the Wood Club, it's the Sniper or the Cataclysm or the Guardian if you are James. Yeah. So what is it that I do strongly believe that this game needs some balancing with the clubs, although because I don't like the fact that there is one club that is so much better than anyone else. But what do you think about that?
I think that's a really difficult problem.
Mm.
But I think what they could actually do would be to add more. And because to me, I think that if they make small tweaks, they're just going to upset people. But if they rework everything and maybe introduce a couple of new clubs and really make a wide sweeping change of the full club system, then it's going to affect everyone sort of equally.
Mm.
But it's such a diplomatically difficult thing for the company to make changes like that, because then there's going to be a lot of backlash on social media.
Mm.
And it's never the people that are happy that get on social media to say, oh
No.
my, this is so exciting. No, it's just when we're upset that we go on there to complain.
Mm.
Like, I don't know. I think it's it's difficult, but I could see them adding a higher level of tournament.
Mm.
I know you've talked about it, and I've heard other people talk about it. Like some kind of champions level.
Yeah.
They could even have like a rookie champions, pro champion, expert champions. They could make it have a need for better clubs in the game. I'm not sure. I don't know that I have the answer to that.
No, and I don't think I think that speaking of, I've been what can I say, sponsored for a while, but also been following the game since the beginning, like February 2017, and so there will be, they have confirmed that so many times in support tickets and stuff, that they will do some change with the club cards. I just I just truly hope it's a good one. I think it's gonna be that, and that's worth all the wait. But we will see. But the tournament aspect is very interesting, because tournament is a big part of Golf Clash, and there
That's
is,
my favorite.
yeah, and unfortunately there is a lot of complaints about the fact that some players feel that they don't have a chance. What do you think?
Yeah,
What do you say towards that? That do you feel that it's the same thing there?
I think we all have the same opportunity, and I think that you can go, you can play the victim. Oh, poor me, I only have an extra mile three. But you can, on the other side of it, it's like, well, play more,
Mm.
open more chests. You have to kind of work for what you receive. And to me, I get that attitude from other games. If you want your character to be stronger, go and kill more dragons.
Mm.
Because if you get more dragon scales, you can build stronger armor. And I take that attitude into Golf Clash, in that it's nobody's fault but mine that I don't have a level 10 sniper. So I'm quite keen to play it out and to get to that end reward, right? And I look at that as a positive part of the game's challenge. I don't look at it as if the developers are somehow, depriving me of an opportunity, because it's like every other mobile game, you can speed it up with money. That's how it is in 2019, and it's been that way for close to 10 years, pretty much since the App Store and the Google Play Store were released. That's when, the whole concept of, you don't buy a game once anymore. You
Mm.
continually pay for all games. So there's the money side of it, but there's also the fact in this game, if you play enough and you continue to grind at it, you can get a max level apocalypse as well. Sure, it might take you 3 years, but I played Clash Royale for 3 years and I just maxed my account a couple weeks ago. I don't like to take the victim on it. I just like to play harder and work harder. And I encourage people that want better results to put in better effort.
Yeah, it's interesting. Thank you for that answer. And I don't think, in however it's going to be, it's going to be seen from everyone as
No,
completely fair.
no.
And that there is this bracket question about players playing in rookie that should supposedly play in a different division. If you have multiply goals in rookie, you should not be playing in rookie, in my opinion. But then obviously there's other aspects of that. I'm just looking at.
I think it falls on the developer. I think
Yeah,
it comes down
agreed.
to Playdemic setting limits.
Agreed.
So right now, the players are playing the game within the confines that have been provided to them. So whether we like it or not, I mean, if the game developers allow it, they're just playing the game. So I'm not going to hate on anyone for playing the game the way it's been released. I have some feelings, when my first rookie, when I hit my first gold banner, yes,
Mm.
I moved up to pro. Now, I kind of wish I'd stayed a little longer. I've struggled. It's been difficult for me. That's the take that I made. But I respect everyone's right to play it the way Playdemic lets them play it.
Mm.
And that's I know that's a big debate. But it's kind of how I feel right now.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of agree. It's interesting though with all the debates on the community, and that leads me towards another thing that I would like to touch base on, and I think I mentioned that to you when we talked yesterday, and that's there has been coming up a new thing now that it seems to unfortunately be running around, especially Master Division tournaments, but also featured in Expert. I'm not saying that it's on a huge scale, but it at least seems like it when you read about it. But it's not in a huge scale, then we would know. But that is the account sharing part. People getting their account played for money. What do you think about that? Is that something, hey, if your money's okay, or is it like, what do you think?
Morally, to me, I think it's wrong. Morally, I think it's wrong. But like on a gaming level, from a gamer, like I understand why a person would do anything in their power to try to achieve a goal. But like just to me, it cheapens it. If I never win a Masters Gold, but I played the game honorably and by the rules, I'm okay with that. That's how I operate. But to me, like I can't police the community. If I see something that looks to be in poor conduct, I'm going to submit a support ticket, and I'm going to hope that the developers do everything in their power to ban that player, or to at least enforce the terms of service. Because at the end of the day, this is a private property that we're working on here, and it's unfortunate, but that's human nature. In my opinion, those rewards are dirty, and if that's how you play the game, I think it's a little underhanded.
Yeah,
It's not my style.
and I agree. It's not right. It's what can I say? And to just speak about that, if you see something obviously that might look suspect in any way, then report it to the support.
Yeah.
I understand that some people might, sometimes, they don't do it because, there's a long answer times and stuff sometimes. But, if you don't report and you go to the community and complain instead, that's really not going to help.
No. Report respectfully.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the best way to go, whatever history you have talking with the support. When it comes to, your game, like what division do you play, and what level of playing do you do today in tour play, and
I have 3 accounts. Well, four, 3 that I have played in tournaments. One pro account that that's my main, I guess you could say, and then I have 2 other rookie accounts. My better rookie account, I'm just about ready to bring it up into pro, so that I can kind of play 2 rounds back to back. Because if I've learned anything about multiple accounts, it's that practice makes perfect. Often, not always. Sometimes practice still makes great. That's a golf clash problem. But that's kind of where I'm at. I struggle. I struggle. I feel like I have the fundamentals down. I feel like I play this game at a really decent level, but I'm still working on my consistency. I'm still working on a full 18 holes of not messing up one bad drive or one stupid sand. That to me is my struggle right now, and I think there's going to be some people out there that can empathize with that. It's it's to me it's just like real golf, which that's a sport that I didn't mention earlier that I have definitely played. Is that psychological factor of not getting ahead of yourself, not stressing about the errors you have made, but really staying in the moment. And that's what I really work to do.
Interesting. And once again, go over to Erelic Gaming, subscribe to the channel, and check it out. Golf Clash Addict TV, thank you so much for the $2. Great conversation. Thank you for that. And as you all know, or if you don't know, Golf Clash Addict TV also provides excellent content. Click his name in the chat, subscribe to his channel. Thank you so much, Chris. Give Chris some boom and some love in the chat. I love how, you know,
Cool,
it
buddy.
it feels like when I put the boom, it's the same when RJ has shaved his head. It's on your head, so it's basically like, you know.
Yeah, that's one of the rules about being a guest on your channel, isn't it? You have to have less hair than Tommy. Is that
Yeah, that you know, we'll see. Depends on, you know, I have some other people coming on that might gonna have a bit more hair than I have.
Ooh, spoilers maybe.
Nah, we're gonna take that. You know, I'm gonna keep quiet about that a little bit. I have a hard time to keep quiet about it, but I'm gonna try to. What do you two think about Playdemic developing their own overlay? I'm gonna let you answer
Oh,
that for Matthew.
absolutely. That's money in the bank, guys. That's a no-brainer. You put that one in accessibly to everyone, you know, a one-time only fee. Don't you dare make that subscription, because I will stop playing this game if you try to make some tool like that subscription model.
Mhm.
But if they just put it in for like $1.99, they're going to sell hundreds of thousands of dollars, have a major bump in revenue, and every new player is going to want it. Or to make the most player friendly decision, the way to make us, the gaming community, the people that promote Golf Clash happy, make it a toggle switch. Do you want the grid? On, off, on, off. It's like 10 minutes of development time, maybe a day, whatever. I, I just think they need to accept the fact that we play this game a certain way. We play it using calculators and wind ring adjustment methods, and they need to be in tune with what the players are doing, how we're using their game, support us so that we can continue to support the developer forward and onboard new players to the game in a very friendly way. You know, I had a friend at work. His name is John. Thanks for playing the game, John. But John got tired of playing the game because he didn't want to play it with a second device. You know, once he realized how I was playing the game at a higher level than him, he was a little bit turned off, you know? So if I could have shown him, oh, no, that little grid is right here, boop, and just pushed a button, you know, I don't know. I think that to me is something they either need to completely avoid or just give it to us. Just get it out there, make
Should
it a thing.
shouldn't player be able to play without overlay then? Or you just mean that, you know, the game has come too far that it's kind of too late to you know,
Yeah,
ignore the fact that overlay is existing.
they need to just embrace it and make their own. And, you know, maybe even, I don't know about the calculator situation, but I do think that there should be an aiming grid or some kind of, you know, something beyond the bullseye to allow you to, or not, it just has to be consistent, right? They have to make it so that it's there for everyone. I just know that it would make people happy. It would help me psychologically feel like I can get my needle where I want it to be. But at the same time, you know, I don't want to breach their terms of service, and I don't even want to breach the gray area. I'd like to be in the social hub one day, you know, and I respect their rules. I respect the terms of service.
I
So,
I
you
think
know,
it's for me it's a two piece. I don't see when it comes to the calculator part getting help with the rings, which is a super big aspect of the game. I definitely think that's something that I would love to see Golf Clash provide, if
oh,
anyone should provide it. And then, but with grids, I don't agree with that. I don't think grids should be a part of the game, and the reason for that is like, yeah, it's what can I say?
it's like a crutch.
You know, I'm not using grids myself. I've never done that, and I understand, and I completely understand the positive with it, but it kind of takes away a lot of the, like, especially when you come to a higher level in the game. You know, there should be needed a skill to be able to get the wind arrow pointing straight. You should be able to handle using the amount of curl, not using grid lines to be able to guesstimate the amount of curl. You know, that's my thought. You know, and I stand
Yeah.
by that. But
Oh, no.
it's interesting. So I need.
It's a good perspective. It keeps the skill in the game.
Yeah, you know, we can see it from different angles, obviously, and it's in the end, I think that the developers of the apps today should have reached out to Playdemic in a very early stage, so they could maybe do something together. I think the biggest problem with it all, without, you know, now I'm just kind of like thinking out loud, I think the biggest problem with it all is the fact that they kind of went ahead and did something that was, you know, bigger and more something that people bought than the Playdemic thing thought. And it became a game, like, because I understand the problem with it now, as now if you talk to someone and they ask in the community, what should I do to learn the wind ring system so I can start be able to play competitively? Yeah, get yourself an app. That kind of like, and that's the wrong part with it, and I understand that from the game's perspective, that they don't want people to depend on having a tool to be able to compete competitively. But you know, it's interesting, and I love to hear your thoughts about that in chat, but also in the comments afterward. What do you think about the overlay part in this game? It's an interesting topic. Keep it clean. You know, everyone is entitled to their opinion. Jamie Blanco, great interview. Tommy Mathew, much love. Jamie, thank you so much for the 199. And Jamie also has an awesome channel. Shout out to him. Click his name, subscribe to it. Thank you so much. It's RJTV, you know. Boom, my friend. Thank you so much. Great interview. He thinks as well. Thank you. Give RJTV some boom and some love in chat. Also subscribe to his channel. And then last but not least, Jason Harvey. Thank you for whole 17 Pro. Got first banner. Boom, my friend. That's awesome. Congratulations. Give Jason some boom and some love in chat. Thank you so much, all three of you. And Mathew, my friend, we are running here to the end, and I'm gonna have some quickies for you, and this is gonna be super fun. So I hope you all are ready, and you know, I'm gonna ask you, as if you remember when I had our first guest here, Ian, and you get two options. You're gonna choose one of them, and you know, I would love to, if you can, kind of give a short explanation on why. And also, you know, I don't want you to as you say, you know, quick answers and maybe a quick explanation on why, if that is
Rapid
something.
Fire.
Okay, so we're gonna start with, I say an easy one, you know. Okay, hockey or football?
Hockey.
Yeah, kind of.
Because it's more exciting.
Yeah. Okay. That's I kind of, that was that was kind of just to get started. Okay. So an albatross or an hole-in-one?
Albatross, because I think it's more difficult.
Ooh.
Mostly.
I need to follow up with that. Why? Why do you think that?
Because I've had more success hitting hole-in-ones than I have albatross.
So basically, sorry, you take yourself like a middle ground in that, you know. If okay, yeah, interesting.
Alba though, I go Alba all the way.
Alba, baby. And then we take another, you know, Golf Dash question: Navigator or Quasar?
Quasar. I gotta get around that corner.
Okay, is it side spin that kind of like tickles your? I was about to say something rude. Not rude.
More versatile use of my balls.
You know, I love how there is so many people in my family. When I talk about the balls in Golf Clash, they kind of go towards the more sexual area to not, you know, go too far about that.
We're only human.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. You are the best, Tommy. Chat and Todd Death, thank you so much for the 550 euros. Thank you so much, my friend. Give Chat and Todd Death some boom and some love in chat. Oh my god, love your name though. That's awesome. Okay, Coca-Cola or Red Bull?
Coca-Cola. But diet Coca-Cola. I don't like the sugar.
Okay, so you're one of those. Okay, Coca-Cola. Yeah, I need to start drinking that stuff. I really do. And I'm gonna start with
Helps me keep my girly figure.
You know who Terry Lyle is, right? Good. Do you want to receive in the mail a nude of me completely, my full body, or Terry Lyle?
Oh boy. Let's just preface my response with the fact that I'm a nurse. I've seen you all naked. Every one of you. Oh boy.
Time to pick.
You know, there's more money in the Tommy picture, so I'm gonna take it so I can eBay your ass, literally.
Yes, yes, we got one. Got
Don't
one.
do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
I
got
can't believe
one.
that came out of my mouth. Oh, I feel dirty.
I can sleep tonight. Good. I can sleep tonight. Good. Okay, I'm not gonna have you to explain that one. You know, we all know that's clear as day. You know,
It's all
so.
money. I'm gonna sell it. Okay. It's up to the highest bidder.
Holy cow! If anyone would buy that, I would call weird directly, to be honest. But yeah, my friends, thank you so much, each and every one, for being here. Thank you so much to Mathew for taking the time of his day for being here as well. I hope you enjoyed it, my friend. And once again, go over, subscribe to the channel, show Mathew some love. Check out the next and upcoming stream there. Obviously, support the channel here. Subscribe. We're growing like crazy, which is much thankful. For me, the next step is to stream on Friday where I'm going to. The plan is to stream 24 hours for a charity.
Oh, that's Friday.
Yeah,
right?
that's Friday.
What charity? Is it one charity for the full 24 hours?
Yeah,
or?
it is. I'm gonna take one charity. It's gonna be something with children. Just. So children cancer or something like that. We'll see what I'm gonna choose, and I'm obviously gonna all the donation minus what YouTube takes. I'm gonna donate to. Yeah, I need to say like that, obviously.
If they donate directly to Tommy's PayPal, then which one takes a bigger cut?
Yeah, you know, it's still gonna be a cut, so it's better to handle that, you know, through YouTube. But it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna start with a new account and try to get it as far as possible. I'm gonna have a donation table as well for my end. So if I reach tour 5 when the end of the stream, I'm gonna donate this amount, and if I go to tour 7, it's gonna be this amount, the tour 8 this amount. So it's gonna be nice. And see if I fall asleep in my chair. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Don't fall out of it. Just put your seatbelt on, okay?
Yeah, that was funny. That's made as a GIF now. I saw.
Epic fail.
Epic fail for sure. Once again, thank you so much, everyone. And for the time on Friday is gonna be 9 a.m. Like the same time me and Mathew started today. It's gonna be 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Gonna start and I'm gonna end on Saturday at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I'm probably gonna fall asleep right away. And once again, much love, everybody. Thank you so much and have a beautiful day. And thank you so much, Mathew, for being here.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.